Oh, this is part 2 of my last video. Um, I was scrolling on Instagram and somebody had a picture of a skeleton laying in a bed holding his cell phone. And it was like me waiting for my toddler to fall asleep. And it just, one of the comments, and it made me think of this, but then one of the comments kind of just further confirmed what I was feeling, which was that, you're going to miss certain aspects of motherhood. And so this whole thing of making motherhood like, it's like a lot of us don't see it as a burden. A lot of us don't see it as like something that is a part of our life that is an inconvenience or a barrier or something that's even worth like, we're gonna miss these little things. We're gonna miss, you know, all the phases. I mean, from losing all the teeth to the potty training. Oh my God, I remember the potty training. I'm talking to my sister about that. And that episode of Blackish, this is gonna make me tear up. That episode of Blackish where, I don't know why I feel so emotional now. That episode of Blackish where Bo was struggling with going back to work after having her last baby. And she told Dre, she was like, I'll never be pregnant again. I'll never, you know, have any of this. And every little, I'm paraphrasing, but every little experience is like, for some people, once in a lifetime, or a closing of a chapter. you know I don't know how a lot of women feel about menopause. I've never asked. That's not something I've delved into, but and even being in this phase of my life where I'm like, I don't think I want another baby. We haven't talked about it. It's not something that's like, I'm so busy with everything else. But the fact that if I got to the point where I couldn't bring life into the world, how would that make me feel? Even though now I'm not really interested, you know what I mean? And God, your pregnancies are so hard. They take so much out of you. And it's something about just getting through the day, being able to drink water, keep down a saltine cracker. It's hard as hell. It is hard as hell. But, to birth little friends, little people that wrap their little tiny hands and arms around your neck and give you sweet little kisses. And when they tell you no, and then they have attitudes, when they tell you what they think, tell you what, and then you have to, have those hard conversations, and you have to, all the feels. It's like, and I said this in another video, there's definitely different types of love, and ain't no man come close to the type of love that I feel for my children, and without the men that, they got under my skin and they got on my nerves and we had our issues, but that without them, I wouldn't have my children. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't be so hard on yourself to, almost rob yourself of the very gift that's in front of you growing up every single day. My daughter's almost as tall as me, and I'm like, where did the time go? I can't believe she's going to middle school. I can't believe, she's on TikTok and, dancing and got her little personality, got her own friends. And it's sometimes it's hard if you allow yourself to be sad about, the ever-changing part of life, and how, you love them so much. You've had them inside of you. You can't, nothing matches that connection. And in the same token, when I see women be so like, oh, I just want to have a baby, you're like, that's not something to play with if you can't ensure that when you bring that baby here, you are set and you can just focus on all the love for that baby, and you're not stressed out, and you're not scared, and you're not going without, and you don't need WIC, and you don't need food stamps, and you don't need government assistance, anything. You don't need government housing. You don't need anything to give your baby the best, because with that, you can't give your baby the best. You can't have the best. You know what I mean? So set yourself up, set yourself up for success, set your child up for success, and pick somebody that's going to take care of you. Don't be like the rest of us that fell into this thing with no plan, like didn't even realize that it was going to be this shitty. Had we made better choices? Did we make it? Yes. Did we come up out of it? Yes. Some of us, yes. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't even say we got lucky. We had to identify what was going on and where we needed to make the change, so that now that my girls are 10 and 6, we can go to the store and buy their dresses for the dance and their sneakers and their gymnastics and their summer camp and their sushi and their snacks and all the things that they love, and decorate their room and go to Disney and go on cruises and go on trips and go to New York whenever we want and do all the things that we love, because I decided that I was going to give myself the best. And through the best of myself, the best for myself, it trickles down to my children. I'm not going to have them struggling. I'm not going to have them be without. I'm not going to have them looking crazy. I'm not going to have them, mommy can't do that. I don't have it. And maybe next time, and trying to always work to save, to do things, to be ever disappointed. My heart goes out to women that don't think about, how much of an impact it has on them. It's not cute. It's not, it doesn't, it just, it's, and I grew up seeing several families sticking by this dude's side that had them living in his mama's house with the bare minimum, could never do anything, never had anything, and I don't even know if he ever wanted for anything, or from job to job to job, or they never saw their mom because she was picking up his slack, and he's a clown. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't out. No, don't claim someone like that. Don't start nothing with someone like that. Because all it's going to do is, it's going to drag you down, and it's going to add years to your eyes. Your hair is going to thin. You're going to wear and show that stress and the disappointment, but then it's going to trickle down to your kids. And then what you going to tell your daughter? How are you going to explain that? How are you going to teach that out of her now? Because that's all you've shown her. That's all you've shown her. And I'm not talking about that glitzy, glammy, look rich, look flashy, wasting money and being shallow, keeping up with the Joneses. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about a guy that wears $900 Balenciaga sneakers and living with his fiance. I'm not talking about that. He had to move into her house. He don't have a house. He don't have good credit. He don't have a savings account. He's got toys and shoes. I'm not talking about that type of guy, because that's the emptiness. Oh, he's got money. No, he's got a few little trinkets. I'm talking a man that has the things that matter, the bigger things. So he wears, a brand you might not know, but he got a house that's got 3 or 4 bedrooms, that's got some equity, that's in a nice neighborhood, that's got everything you want and more, or you can upgrade on that. Where do you and your kids want to live? You buy the house or he buys the house? He moves into your apartment or he moves you up out of that apartment? Y'all shopping at Goodwill all the time because you have to, or because you want to, because it's fun to thrift, and he's got, the $800-900 sneakers. It's not cute. Oh, I always say peace, bye.